Possess and Sports has allowed me to address you once again. I'm Josh Engleby, and this is Okay, Let's Talk. So, let's talk. I'd like to introduce another Hall of Fame. You've heard of the Hall of Fame, and even those that have the Hall of Fame of Very Good, or the Hall of Very Good, or the Hall of Pretty Good. But I would like to introduce the Asterisk Hall of Fame and Infamy. This is for guys who deserve to be honored but can't be in the regular Hall of Fame or even the Hall of Very Good for whatever reason, with an asterisk to explain why. First up is everybody's best friend, Pete Rose. Even though people will scream for him to be in the regular Hall of Fame, he committed the one unforgivable sin ever in baseball. They will forgive you for drugs, they will forgive you for slumps, they will forgive you for anything, but they will not forgive you for betting. This gives baseball's all-time hit leader an honor before he dies. Next up, let's put in Jose Canseco. The asterisk is for steroids, of course, but he deserves to be put in some kind of Hall of Fame for what he did. 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases, the cover of countless magazines, dating Madonna, being his sport's Michael Jordan for a few years. He is a 4-time Silver Slugger winner and is 37th on the all-time home run list. He doesn't deserve the regular Hall, but in this Hall, we honor what he was, whether he was pharmaceutically enhanced or not. Next up in the steroid wing of the Hall, we will let in the finger-wagging Rafael Palmeiro. He would have to thank Canseco, who helped him go from averaging in the low 20s home run-wise before they played together to a decade-long streak of hovering around 40 home runs. Thanks to a failed steroid test and a stern "I don't use steroids" speech to Congress, he will be the only guy to hit over 3,000 hits and 500 home runs and never be in the Hall of Fame. But in a game that Canseco says was 75% probably juicing, Rafael put up numbers that very few ever have. Okay, let's get out of the steroid wing and let's make our way over to the injury wing. Let's induct Bo Jackson into our Hall. The guy was way too much of a badass not to be in something. He won the Heisman Trophy, averaged over 5 yards a carry in the NFL, was an all-star game MVP in the majors. He hit homers, he scaled walls for catches in the outfield. He hit 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats. His was 3-in-1 game, and then he got hurt, and when he came back off the disabled list, he hit the 4th off of a young Randy Johnson. After a football injury that eventually had him getting hip replacement surgery, sidelined him for a season, he promised his mom he would hit her a home run. She passed before she could see him make it back, but in his first at-bat after surgery, he knocked a home run over the wall. Bo deserves to be in a Hall, and this is the one for him. Also, in the injury wing, put in Orel Hershiser, who willed the '88 Dodgers to the World Series before injuries cost him the statistics he needed to be in the regular Hall of Fame. Don Mattingly, who was the best player in baseball for half the '80s before an achy back slowed him down, and Andres Galarraga, who beat cancer and was a 5-time All-Star, batting champion, 2-time Gold Glove winner, and was a badass every time he walked up to the plate. Next up, let's go into the wing for addiction. We certainly don't want to promote drug use here, but let's celebrate what somebody's accomplishments were despite their struggles. We will let in first in this wing, Dwight "Doc" Gooden. He has a better winning percentage than Cy Young, Bob Feller, and Greg Maddux. In 1985, he won the pitching Triple Crown, which included 16 complete games. Hell, all of baseball added together doesn't even seem to get 16 complete games anymore. Drug use, a rape charge, and jail time make him not somebody kids should look up to, but when he was on the field, he had some great and memorable times. In our next wing, we are going to add a member to the head case wing, Rick Ankiel. 194 strikeouts and 174 innings as a rookie. Then, in the playoffs, he walked 6 out of 16 batters, throws 5 wild pitches, and it was all done. He got the yips, and 6 years in the minors later, he was back in the bigs as an outfielder. He is the first guy since Babe Ruth to win 10 games and hit 50 home runs. He even tried to come back in 2019 as a pitcher again. That's pretty badass. Again, we're not talking about a regular Hall of Fame, but we're talking about some people who should have their accomplishments acknowledged at least. That's why we're letting them in as our first class into the Asterisk Hall of Fame and Infamy. I'm Josh Engleby. This has been Okay, Let's Talk.